Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, close personal friend, Ted Nugent. Ted, how are you, sir?
Greetings, a glorious all-American rhythm and blues spring turkey season celebration to you, Glenn. That was the ultimate guitar lick for killing turkeys, I'll have you know.
Yeah.
Such a great song.
What do you mean by killing turkeys? Who are you defining as a turkey this morning, you rabid?
Well, you know me, there's always a hidden meaning there.
I know.
Boy.
I'm talking about real grand turkeys where there are more now in Texas than ever in recorded history, and I hope there are going to be more in my freezer than ever recorded history.
Let me ask you this. Why are you saying Debbie Wasserman Schultz should be in your freezer? You called her a good
question.
Yeah,
that's a professional interviewer right there because of that.
No, that's the way they come on. That's the way everybody in mainstream media would do it too. They would say,
I'm telling you, it's a world gone berserko. I got to tell you, first, we start off. It's good to talk to Glenn and my buddies there in the Glenn Beck show, and I just got done training my Labradors again this morning. They're so happy. I have the 3 happiest dogs on planet Earth, and Mrs. Nugent just glows this morning. We finished up the last few days of rehearsal with my band. We're kicking it off in Oklahoma tomorrow. I'm on my way to Oklahoma this afternoon for the dress rehearsal. If it wasn't for the federal government, my life would be perfect. Perfect.
It really would. It really would.
I'm not kidding. I mean, I'm surrounded. You met my son. You see my family, my band, my crew, my management, everybody in my world absolutely kicks ass to be the best that they can be, and they are the best because the best always attracts the best, so the good continues to really outweigh the bad and the ugly. But I think as we the people, it's our job to monitor the bad and the ugly and fix it.
Again, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is bad and ugly. Are you hearing it? You said that Debbie, I just have to start here before we get into the real stuff. You said that Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I have to get this exact quote because I think this is just absolutely fantastic. You said that she is a subhuman punk.
And your question would be what?
No, there's no question. I just wanted to get that out there.
Well, I mean, all you got to do, and let the facts direct our conclusions. Listen to this woman. Listen to the words.
It's hard.
She is a Che Guevara fan.
Mm-hmm.
She's a Mao Zedong wannabe. Are you kidding me? All the heroes of the military that sacrificed their lives to fight communism, and now we've got a bunch of America-hating Wasserman Schultz maniacs out there. Every word out of their mouth, I think it's like a Saturday Night Live skit. This person can't be serious. Next thing she's going to do is try to sell us a Bassomatic.
So
I
Ted,
think she's the only person I wouldn't buy a Bassomatic from because I love Bassomatics.
Yes, that would be
Ted, you supposedly you're in trouble over this comment that you made at the NRA over the weekend. Maybe you could explain it to us.
Our president and attorney general, our vice president, Hillary Clinton, they're criminals.
Yeah,
they're criminals.
I can explain.
And
further.
if you take
wait,
hang on, there's more.
There's more.
As you remember,
We all agree with you that they're criminals. That's not the controversial part.
We the people defiance. Remember, we're Americans because we defied the king. We didn't negotiate and compromise with the king. We defied the emperors. We are patriots. We are Braveheart. We need to ride into that battlefield and chop their heads off in November.
Now, obviously, you're speaking metaphorically there.
No, let's not.
Obviously.
Let's not spin it here, Pat.
Okay, all right.
What are you exactly planning in November?
That's the season of harvest. That's when we have Thanksgiving. Well, again, isn't it fascinating that the author of Wang Dang Sweet Poontang has to explain the words that I use? We vote this November, a critical life and death vote. In every reference I made, whether it's a shot across the bow or targeting the enemy, it always ended the sentence with, in November.
So again, I ask, what are you planning in November? It's a very important month. There have been people voting, but what are you doing?
Well, I'm galvanizing all my family and friends and the people that I know and people that I fill up my truck with at the gas station, at the feed mill. Everywhere I go, I try to tell them that if they really want quality of life upgrade, if they demand accountability from our government, if they want to stop the criminal spending orgy in Washington, D.C. and beyond, we've got to register to vote, and we've got to go to the voting booth in November.
And it's so obvious that that's what you were saying. Is it true? Have you heard from the Secret Service? Are they?
Well, first of all, I hear from the Secret Service all the time they want to buy Ted Nugent ammo. So this isn't out of the ordinary.
That's a plug, isn't it? That's a damn plug on this show.
Well, who doesn't want Ted Nugent ammo? It's out in July. At any rate, they also called to ask for the best barbecue joints, and I'm not going to even reference the jokes from Cartagena right now. But, we actually have heard from the Secret Service, and they have a duty, and I salute them. I support them, and I'm looking forward to our meeting tomorrow. I'm sure it will be a fine gathering backstage in Oklahoma.
So you have, wait.
So they are taking this seriously.
You have a meeting tomorrow?
Yes.
Would you do me a favor? Would you ask those Secret Service agents how much time they're spending with Louis Farrakhan? How much time they're spending with the Occupy Wall Street people? How much time they're spending with the Black Panthers who are actually threatening people's lives? Ask them that question. Do me another favor. Ask them also if the president is so clear on this. It was just the 11 Secret Service agents and then some members of the Air Force that were making it with hookers. Could you just ask them if there was anybody from the White House that was involved with hookers down in Colombia? Because I just find this fascinating. No one seems to be asking the question, and there wouldn't be a cover-up going on at all. Was there anyone from the White House, or was the White House the only ones that were perfectly crystal pure as the driven snow pure? Or were there people?
On your behalf.
Please do.
I'm sure we'll have a great conversation, and these kinds of things will come up. When I meet with law enforcement, which is pretty much every day of my life, because I work with them, I am law enforcement. I revere their dedication. And
you better explain you are law enforcement. You want to explain that?
I've been a sheriff deputy in Lake County, Michigan since 1982. And I conduct federal raids in Texas with the federal marshals, the ATF, the FBI, and the Texas Rangers catching fugitive felons.
Okay.
See, that's what I do for recreation. I mean, you go bowling, I tackle rapists.
No, bowling is a little extreme for me. You're talking virtual bowling, right?
I actually use a bowling ball when I do the raids.
Yeah, no. I do it on Wii, but not actually in an alley. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, bottom line is, Glenn, I've never threatened anybody's life in my life. I don't threaten. I don't waste breath threatening. I just conduct myself as a dedicated We the People activist because I've saluted too many flag-draped coffins to not appreciate where the freedom comes from. The Nugent family is a totally nonviolent, peace and love, rock and roll, working hard, playing hard American family. That's what I represent. I know the Secret Service knows that, but when you have lunatic fringe in the government like Wasserman Schultz and Pelosi and Reid, and you've got Barbara Boxer and Maxine Waters, who all individually despise me, the Secret Service, when they're told to investigate even silly things that couldn't possibly be construed as any type of threat whatsoever, I respect their duty to investigate. So we're going to have a little barbecue get-together, and I'm not trying to diminish the seriousness of this, because if the Secret Service are doing it, they are serious, they are dedicated, and I will be as polite and supportive as I possibly can be, which will be thoroughly, and we will have a meeting, and I'm sure that all my other federal agents who have already told me they've examined my speech, that the conclusion will be obvious that I threaten no one.
Okay, so real quick, and I'm going to get into this later tonight, I just want you to, I witnessed something on Saturday with the wives of Navy SEALs who all died. And you came into the room where I was being awkward and uncomfortable, as I always am, and you walked in, and you lit the room up, and I
think that was Mrs. Nugent that did that, but
and I found out a story as I heard you tell the story with tears in your eyes, and stand there with the widow of Chris Campbell, a fallen SEAL, on how you were uninvited to the memorial service for Chris, who wrote in his will that at the memorial service he wanted you to sing and perform. And what happened, Ted?
Do I have the ultimate connection with the ultimate human beings or what? A Navy SEAL, Chris Campbell, who gave his life for freedom and the U.S. Constitution, had in his will that he wanted me to perform at his memorial if he were to die in action. I found that out from my friend Marcus Luttrell and other SEALs that I get to train with and spend time with. I immediately opened my schedule up for the memorial. I got friends with planes because I was in the middle of some busy stuff. I was ready to board the plane the next day to go and perform and share the love for Chris Campbell and his family. And I got a call, my office got a call from someone high up in the military letting me know that somebody very high up did not want me to be in the same area that day. So I was uninvited in defiance of a dead Navy SEAL's personal request.
Unbelievable.
Wow. I wonder who that individual might have been.
It's just bizarre. I just don't know what country this is. That's another controversial statement I made, was that if Barack Obama becomes elected, we'll continue on our way to be a suburb of Indonesia. And even though that's cute and fun, it's not cute and it's not fun. I'm dead serious. If you redistribute the hard-working earnings of the most productive in society and train people to be slaves and dependent, what a curse forced trained dependency must be. But that's the Barack Obama mantra. That's how he is fundamentally transforming this country. And the excellence celebration of America will be chipped away at, and we're on our way to become a hellhole because we're abandoning all the positive forces that made this the most quality of life in the history of mankind.
I have to tell you, Ted, I'm going to send you a book. I don't know the last time you read Booker T. Washington, Up From Slavery, but
Please, I'd love to read that.
It is. He talks about that, and he says, I went to Washington, and he said, I saw my African American brothers, and he said, they are asking for handouts from the government. And he said, slavery is beginning again, and it's got to stop. And, this is from the 1800s in the point of Reconstruction. And it's not just a black thing. It's an American thing now. We're enslaving ourselves. We're enslaving ourselves.
Yeah, Star Parker's a hero of mine. She was on my radio show a number of times back in Detroit, and when I had my own show, and I've communicated with her off and on through the media over the years, and her book, Pimps, Whores, and Welfare Brats, was a spotlight on cockroaches. I mean, if you literally look for free stuff, you've literally given away your soul, and it's heartbreaking.
Ted Nugent, good friend, an amazing American, and I am proud to stand by your side through thick or thin.
Glenn. And
God bless
Glenn, there's a bunch of us. My phone doesn't stop. My email doesn't stop. I had standing ovation after standing ovation at that speaking presentation at the NRA because it wasn't a Ted Nugent thing. There are self-evident truths that we adhere to, and we, the people of this country, are going to demand them again soon. I pray to God in November.
No, it will be. Thank you very much, Ted. God bless.
Godspeed, Glenn.
Okay.